Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, f***ing everything.
Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News with Kim and Lisa. Happy New Year, everyone. We are so glad to be back because even though it's only the first week of January, the Bravo gods are already delivering and we have so much to discuss. That is right. I am coming to you from Nashville because the Bravo news never stops and we needed to hop on to talk about the historic, mind-blowing, Emmy-worthy season finale of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Like, I am still reeling from this. Oh, I'm buzzing. Absolutely cannot stop thinking about it. We're going to break down everything. The receipts, the proof, the timelines, fucking everything. But before we dive in, make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news. So, I mean, this season was epic to say the least, but the season finale definitely lived up to the hype. So, you know, the big story was that Monica was revealed as reality Von Tease. So, I don't know if you saw this, Lisa, but it was actually kind of a rumor that was going around a few weeks ago. There were some hints to it that were dropped on Twitter and on Instagram and stuff. I saw it. I didn't really think anything of it, but we got to the bottom of it during this episode. And I mean, the editing of this episode, the anticipation, I mean, the meetings of the OGs on the beach, you know, we have like 4 hours later, 2 hours prior, 1 hour later, like it's crazy. But we have Heather texting the OGs, no Angie, no Monica, and they meet on the beach for this epic scene that is going to go down in Real Housewives history. I mean, watching their reactions when Heather, you know, gives them this information was the most chilling. Like, I literally had full body chills. It was absolutely insane. It was insane. I was seeing Big Little Lies references. I was seeing White Lotus references, all of which are accurate. It was like, yes, this is the next season of the White Lotus right here. And I could tell, like, those reactions were genuine. That was the first time they were hearing that news. And just to capture it on camera was pretty special. I still have so many questions, though. Like, who did Heather get off the phone with? Who called Heather in Bermuda? I'm really hoping we get to the bottom of that at the reunion because they didn't talk about it. When they were teasing this, I thought that what was going to come out was Heather got a phone call saying it was Monica that was suing her at Beauty Lab and Laser, because we've heard that, you know, that they're involved in a lawsuit. And I thought that was going to be the big reveal. I did see the rumors about their reality Von Tease thing. Like you, didn't really think much of it. But apparently this account had been basically tormenting these women for the last couple of years. And so to have it come out that it's someone in their friend group, I think was just overwhelming for them. It was so insane. And Meredith's reaction has gone viral. It is like a Renaissance painting, the pashmina blowing in the wind, the look on her face, like, why is everyone trying to hurt us all the time? It was just so authentic and in the moment. Like, even though these women did have little inklings of this prior, you know, Meredith did reveal that she knew that Monica was in her store, right? Like, she had that information. She received that information prior to the finale, maybe sometime during the season. But this revelation, like, took them by storm. And I mean that literally in every way, because there was lightning, there was thunder. It was crazy. And then they hold it all in to confront her at dinner. I mean, the table's arranged in a triangle. I mean, like, you can't plan this shit. I mean, all I have to say is justice for Meredith too, because this whole trip, they're all coming after Meredith saying, you're planting these fake accounts, these fake DMs, and she's taking it all in and she's putting the pieces together. So those times when they were coming at her and she was just silent, now we see that it's because she was processing it all and trying to connect the dots and thinking there's something else going on here. And I think she had suspicions that Monica was involved. I don't think she knew to this extent, but we can see that now she was just putting it all together. And there's been a lot of questions about the timeline, right? Like, when did Heather actually find out? And I'd love to hear your thoughts because I'm trying to figure out if Heather was already kind of looking into this prior to the trip, then why would she go at Meredith so hard and say, I believe Monica? Like, it's just not quite adding up for me there. So what do you think about this? It's not quite adding up for me either. But, I think that they're making a show. And as them being on their 4th season, Heather knows what she's doing. I think that she did, while she didn't have the receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, she was working on getting that. So she was maybe just going with the story as it was being told, while she was gathering this information and waiting for the proof. Because, I think that building it up to this epic moment, was kind of Heather's plan all along. Maybe she didn't think it was going to happen, their last night in Bermuda, whether she thought it was going to happen at the reunion or whatever. But I think she saw this coming, and she saw, a moment, an opportunity to kind of let it all play out. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. It was masterful. I love how Heather said, pack your bags and go, as if they were voting her off the island in Survivor. I also want to know what you think about Heather's revelation about how she actually got the black eye. I mean, okay, no surprise there. We knew it was Jen. We knew she was protecting her. But the fact that Heather comes out and says that, that it was what we thought all along. Jen Shah did it. I'm sure it was an accident. I don't think it was on purpose, but, and she hid it to protect her. And I don't know, a lot of people are coming out. Now, there has been a lot of aftermath that we're going to get into, but a lot of people are coming out saying, why was Heather so protective of Jen, when she was, accused of a very, very serious crime, and then going after Monica so heavily about a troll Instagram account? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's also complicated still. And now we have Jen posting, or her assistant posting from prison, saying she didn't give Heather the black eye. It's I mean, at this point, I don't even care anymore. But it's wild. We're also seeing Monica doing this photo shoot, saying I'm warming my hands on the bridges I've burned, and all this dramatic, she's embracing this reality Von Tease alter ego. And then we see a leaked, recording of her arguing with her mom. Her mom is saying, you're an actress. I know you worked so hard to get on this show and you have a job to do. And so it also just begs the question, when did production know? If they ever did, do you think that production knew at some point or figured it out? Maybe they figured it out along the way, but I don't think that they would ever knowingly hire and cast a woman who has been trolling the other housewives on Instagram. It's too meta. It's too breaking the fourth wall. We break the fourth wall occasionally, but if you do it too much, it kind of makes the show seem fake. And, you don't really want to acknowledge that you're on a show. They really try to stray away from that as much as possible. And so Monica being this Instagram account just doesn't make sense to me that they would cast her knowing this. Now, let's talk about Monica, because she did at first deny the fact that she was reality Von Teese at that dinner. Then she starts to, say, well, that's not entirely true, or that's not entirely false. I am involved. Now we have Tanisha entering the chat, who is Heather's hairdresser, which we need to hear more from her. I mean, what's her involvement in all of this? And is she still doing Heather's hair? I mean, we just don't know. It's all so confusing. There's so much to get into, and I don't know. I feel like Monica, she's one and done. I don't know. Do you think that she's going to return for another season? No, I don't think that there's any way that she can. I think that the other women would not film with her. And so if they take a stand and say it's us or her, of course they're going to pick the OGs. I just don't see how she's going to come back from this. I do, think that she made for an excellent season of television, but you can't keep this going. And yeah, I remember when we were at BravoCon and we spoke to Lisa Barlow, just casually running into her. And she said that she was good with everyone on the cast except for one person, and she didn't say who it was. And so it kind of left us wondering. And it's like, now I think we know who that one person is that she's not so good with on the cast.
And now it all makes sense that, at the Bravos, Monica was on one side of the audience and the rest of the cast was on the other. I mean, there is no way that these women are ever... I mean, why would they? Why would they ever trust her again? I think that, in a sense, it is iconic that she is now in my opinion, former housewife who runs an Instagram account about the Real Housewives. It's kind of iconic. I mean, we have former housewives doing podcasts and all of this stuff. So it's kind of in that vein. But for her to keep it a secret this whole season, and especially, the things she said about the women, I don't know. It was just insane. She says that she was doing it to out Jen Shah the whole time and she didn't post about the women. Do you think that that's true? Is she telling the truth? Can you believe anything that she says?
I don't believe anything she says at this point. I'm sure that she was involved in other posts, that didn't have to do with Jen. But I'm hoping that we also get more about that in the reunion. Let's just say I think the reunion is going to be very juicy and I cannot wait to tune in.
I cannot wait. And we may just have to be back for another recap because, I'm sorry, it was better than this week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills by a long shot. So, I don't know. This was something, we have to talk about it. My text messages are flooded. My DMs are flooded. Everyone wants to talk about it. So let us know what you guys think of the finale in the comments. Let us know what you think of the answers to our questions. Do you think Monica's going to return? Do you think that she's telling the truth about everything? Let us know, and we will be back to cover more Salt Lake City news.
All right. See you guys next time.